It's me, Danduw 3D, back again with another video. This one's going to be a special one. One of many, hopefully. So, you know, I think a lot of you guys that have watched my videos in the last few weeks or month now have definitely seen, you know, I've been trying to produce these kind of videos that are very off the cuff and very, you know, very, I'm your mate sitting with you at your computer, man, doing some sculpting. I still really want to do that, and I will be. But a thing I want to try and venture into is something a bit more professional, a bit more clean, you know. And don't worry, the thing is, I know, like, I look at my comments, and I even saw a comment like today where someone was like, dude, I just love how upfront you are with stuff, and you make mistakes when you're talking, and like, because I slur a lot in my voice, like when I'm saying stuff, and I'll kind of mess up what I'm trying to get across sometimes. And you know, I could go back and like re-record myself, you know, messing up a word or saying the wrong thing. But I think there's something quite nice and more down to earth about just kind of going, fuck it, I'll just keep going, fuck it. Also, I don't see a lot of tutorials that just openly swear. I know that's not a really quirky, cool thing, but it's something I feel confident on just keeping to. I don't give a fuck. That was kind of cringe. But yeah, no, speaking of, this is really cringe because this is really scary. You know, I'm branching out into something a bit more professional, and I think with the other videos, I could kind of get away with a bit of like ironicness to it. Even, you know, like if I make stupid points in it, or I say maybe some topics that might be a bit quite serious. I know that since the videos aren't crazily overproduced, I can get away with it a teeny bit more, you know, with it just being like, I just made a video. But now I'm trying to put some fucking branding behind it and like more editing. I feel like what I say will be a lot more, you know, can be critiqued, which is very scary. So I don't know. Maybe I'm probably overthinking it, and I should just not worry. But it's something to think about. So yeah, this is scary as a first video. It's going to be called Timelapse and Talk. I mean, I hope it goes well. My kind of idea is I want to post, you know, these consistent videos throughout the next few weeks of just, here's me working on some texturing, or here's me working on some sculpting, and it gives you guys to see a peer in on the projects that I do, you know, because I'm in a position where my studio allows me to do that, which is just such a godsend, and I think I'm in such a great position where this could really, hopefully, really help people see how, you know, you can go from a cube in Blender or Maya to a finished project, or like a finished asset in a game, which I think sometimes is quite hard to find online. So yeah, enjoy the more overly produced stuff. But no, even down to recording right now, I'm doing it as just a one take. I might like edit some small things. Even that, I don't think I will. I'm just gonna talk. I'm not gonna try and, you know, censor any fuck ups if I mess up a word or something. Or if I feel like I phrased something wrong, because I think that's a bit silly. But yeah, no, a few topics I'm going to be talking about in this video. You can see at the start of the video, there's going to be a few fun conversations, which I think you guys will really enjoy. But like a big thing I kind of wanted to talk about in this video is about imposter syndrome. And it's a very interesting one because I think a lot of people talk about it, and I'm sure my advice or, you know, a perspective on it is being thrown out into a sea of so many other opinions that are probably a lot more better. But I'll say it anyway, and kind of go over my thought process on it, because a big thing at the moment is that I'm looking on ArtStation, and I'm looking on these kind of posting websites where you can post your work, and, you know, I'm realizing that like it really sucks going on these websites, especially when you're learning. And as someone that, so recently I went to a talk with some college and uni students where I pretty much just like talked in front of like, it was like 40, maybe more students. It was really scary. It was really fun, but it was terrifying. And I'll go into that more. I'm probably going to do that in another video soon. But, you know, a bunch of them came over and just kind of asking me about like how scary it is to get into the industry. How do they do that stuff? And at the moment they're going on ArtStation and seeing these just fucking sick projects, and they're sitting there going, I don't know how you got from A to B on that, you know? And that's something I'm pushing with this content to do, to show that, you know, you can be at the ugly stage for a bit before it looks really good. That's me completely kissing my ass there by saying my work's really good. It's okay. But you get what I mean. It's definitely a struggle. I remember when I was in uni, fuck me, man. I remember I'd be looking at these awesome ArtStation posts and just like trudging through, just trying to find any process of how they went from A to B. So I always appreciate it when you do actually see a breakdown. So any artists out there that are really good, show your breakdowns, please. It does people a lot of favors. And you might think it doesn't help, but it really does. I'm hoping to do it more if I do more portfolio posts in the future, but I'm not too fussed about doing portfolio stuff at the moment. But yeah, I don't know. I think, so going back onto the subject about imposter syndrome, you know, at the moment, what's the best way of explaining it? I feel like, you know, you're around these people that are just always presenting their, like literally you can go on ArtStation, just keep refreshing, and there's just constant amazing work that objectively is probably better than yours. And I feel the same way. I look at my work, then look at some of the work that's been produced by these seniors and leads and all that, and I'm like, man, you're so good. And I know I'll get there at some point, but right now, even though I feel like I push myself every day with work and I try and get better, and especially, you know, 2 years ago my work was nothing compared to where I am now, which I'm really proud of. But, you know, I think everyone has imposter syndrome. You know, art is a part of you, and you're constantly questioning you if you think you're good enough. You know, so I don't know. It's a weird one. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like all my career, it's going to sound so like self-deprecating. Don't worry, this is not going to be just a depressing podcast, quotation mark. It's more of just a talk. But no, yeah, I feel like I've never felt good enough, which I'm sure everyone can relate to. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. Write in the chat below if you feel like you're not good enough. Even outside of art, do you feel good enough as a person? Yeah, let's start a really sad chat. But yeah, I don't know. Another, you know, conversation about that, leading on to how I've been doing talks recently, is that, you know, with all the shit going on in the industry at the moment, and I don't really want to like go into it too much because I feel like it's a topic that's really complex, and there's a lot of pretty serious shit surrounding it that I don't think I can talk about too much. I've had a few people that have been affected by the layoffs, which sucks, you know. But I will say this, it is scary, especially when you're at uni and you're just about to leave and you feel like you're not good enough yet. One thing I've kind of felt is that, you know, you're seeing all these people around you fucking dropping like flies, man, and you're sitting there thinking, man, I hope I'm good enough to have a job still. You know, you're seeing people that you might even feel like are better than you or the same range of quality as you, and you're sitting there watching them lose their jobs. It's a really weird feeling to have of questioning, should I even be allowed to have a job compared to other? I don't know, maybe, again, I might be overthinking it. I'd love to know what you guys think of this kind of stuff. But that's something I think about a lot, you know. I've definitely seen a fair share that they've lost their jobs, and I'm like, you really do not deserve to be losing your job. I know there's a lot of stuff around it, but it's like, oh my God, that's just not fair. And I get to keep mine. I know that's a very uncomfortable, odd conversation to have, but it's something that's been on my mind a lot recently, so I might as well talk about it. You know, and kind of going on that as well is, since doing this like YouTube stuff, I kind of feel like I don't know, I feel like doing these YouTube videos, I'm doing it with a very specific thing in mind of helping. I'm so good of wanting to help in these tutorials and help people that are new, and I've got some fucking sick feedback from people saying that it's really helped them with inspiring them. I remember I saw like an Instagram post where someone was like, oh, I was kind of worried about doing sculpting, but I saw Danduw's videos and it really pumped me. I was like in tears, man. I was with my partner and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And that was a really nice feeling, you know. It definitely hits the ego to some extent, but it was a really, really nice feeling to feel like I'm helping others. But doing these videos and putting myself on like a platform, right? Also making a fucking branded YouTube series called fucking Timelapse and Talk, you know, it's the equivalent of like a really over-opinionated person saying, I'm going to make a podcast. That's how I feel at the moment, that I'm kind of putting myself on a pedestal. I don't think I am. I don't think I want to be putting myself on a pedestal. It's more that it's something I want to do for both my own enjoyment, but also to help everyone else. But I don't know. I feel like playing on the whole thing of like imposter syndrome, it's finding the balance of how are you a confident person? You know, like if you can say, yeah, I'm hot shit, I'm good, but not being too cocky, you know. I don't know where the line is with it. It's obviously really subjective, but I feel like, you know, I'm gonna say it, I'm a pretty fucking judgy person. I don't know, I'll see stuff online, or I'll be talking to people and they'll be like, yeah, I know I'm sick, and in the back of my head I'm like, you shut the fuck up, stop that, dude, you're supposed to be humble like all the other ones like us. Like you have to be this overly humble person that even if you create like the sickest work ever, let's say, I don't know how you would achieve it, but let's say you make the definitive best 3D model ever, right? Somehow the first expectation should be that your response to when people say, wow, here's the Nobel Peace Prize of best 3D model, you go, oh, well, you know, I'm still learning, you know, I'm still trying, you know, I don't think it's that good. Anything but that, you're an asshole. If you say, yeah, I'm good, then that obviously means that you're a cocky, horrible person. And I really despise that kind of way of thinking, but I do it. Oh my God, I'm constantly kind of trying to censor myself from ever being like, yeah, I know I'm good. You know, I've definitely been in the past where like maybe my ego is, I think everyone's had this, right? Where your ego might come out where someone will be like, maybe like questions your quality of work, and you'll have to kind of reassert like yeah, I know I'm good. And I've seen that in like things I've said before to people, and I go, why did I say that? That sounds so cringe. It sounds so cocky. It sounds so over, like you're trying to, I don't know, compensate for something. And like, I don't know. It's something I think about a lot, about what is that line. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think. This sounds like such like a segue. I want to know what you guys think. Like what genuinely is the line for being confident? Like, where is the line before you go from being a confident person to a cocky person? Because there's a lot of factors as well as that. I feel like sometimes the worst one, this is the fucking worst thing, is when they're a fucking dickhead and they're like, they say they're really good, but the problem is they're actually really fucking good. I've seen some people online, I won't say names, but there'll be people that kind of are a bit crazy and a bit odd, and say they're the fucking hottest shit ever, but the problem is they actually are. And usually they're not, right? Usually these people that say they're the fucking best thing ever are okay. So you kind of feel like, yeah, fuck you, you're not that good, stop being a cocky person. But the worst thing is when they actually are really good. And I've seen that a few times. That's another thing as well. Do you know when you meet someone that's like just really, really good at something, like really good at 3D as an example, and they're just insanely humble, and that maybe I'm the only person. I'm a massive toxic horrible person for saying this, but it pisses me off. I don't know I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. I have all the food in front of me. I have all the options I could possibly have. I don't know what I want. I'd like people to be a bit cocky but not too cocky, not too humble but a bit humble, but confident but not too confident. I don't know. I just, in a way, I wish everyone would just stop making art so I could feel better about myself. Yeah, that definitely has outed me as being a very horrible person. Sorry. Hopefully, please someone say they agree with me, or say that they're in the same boat feeling that way, because I feel it constantly. But you know, I think that's just what comes with art, right? And I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to fucking happen. There's going to be people here, they're going to be like, oh no, man, I'm pushing everyone up, man. Don't know, I'm putting on a voice for it, you know, being like, oh man, no, I really am positive about everyone that's better than me. Nah, Matt, when I see someone that's slightly better than me, that's in like my same avenue or field, I'm like, fuck you. I get so angry about it. But just to save my ass here, on the flip side, I think these are more just kind of things in the back of my head and my actions a lot of the time, and what I kind of truly feel, and what I know is the right feeling. Not that I'm doing it just because it's right. I do feel it. I do love seeing people be better than me and seeing people grow and get amazing results in their work. But no, just to kind of wrap it back into what I was saying, because I think I just went on like a stupid tangent. I think, you know, you go on ArtStation, it's fucking annoying. It's just so annoying seeing all this amazing work when you're at the learning stage. It really is. It can be really just off-putting. I don't know. Sometimes I wish there was like just a segment of ArtStation that was just for whips more. That'd be really cool. I know there's like obviously the blog stuff you can do on your ArtStation stuff, but it'd be cool if there's like a section that was just for unfinished work. I know that sounds really bad and probably be a whole, landmine of just terrible, weird work being posted, but it'd be, I don't know, it'd be cool to see that. Then you can compare it to the actual final product. But yeah, I don't know. Another topic that I kind of wanted to go over is about like who I revolve myself around, especially being in this industry, in the creative industry. So this is something I've been like talking to a lot of people about recently, and like my partner, family, friends and stuff. It's like, since I can fucking remember, even back when I was like 12, 11, when I first got like access to the internet, even in school, like I was just revolved around creative people only, pretty much, right? To the point where, and I'm interested to see if you guys can relate to this or have felt this, where like I kind of based who were my friends on who was good at art and who was creative, which is awesome because obviously you're going to connect with people that fall in line with your same interest, right? Like if you like drawing, it would be sick to have a friend that likes drawing as well, because you can just go around to your friend's house and just draw fucking pictures of Five Nights at Freddy's all day or some shit. I don't know what the kids do anymore. Fortnite. I kind of feel like obviously there's going to be that attraction, right, to being those kind of people. But I don't know, I feel like I've hit a point where I'm trying my best to surround myself with people that know fucking nothing about the industry or know anything about creative stuff. Obviously, they might have a creative, bone in their body, but overall, I'm not going to be able to go up to them and be like, yeah, man, read topology. And they'll look at me and go, yeah, like, no. Dude, recently, like with the friends I have, I love my friends that I have in the area that I live in. They I don't want to go into too much of it because it's really very external shit, right? But, I'm happy that I have friends where I can just sit with them and play a game, and they don't even fucking know what a normal map is. They don't know what a rig is. They don't know what a baking error is. I don't have to sit... in a way, I'm happy I've broken the loop a bit where I've had friendships or had relationships or just acquaintances where the only conversations you can have with them is about creative shit. And I don't know if you guys have felt this or it's kind of felt tiring where, you like I've been in situations where I've had friends or relationships where all you're talking about is about the creative eye, not about just what's your fucking favorite Family Guy episode. It's a bit specific, but like, I don't know. I kind of wish that I could just, especially back in uni or college and stuff, I wish I could just be like, yo, like, what's your favorite, I don't know. This really shows how much I've not actually just been a human being outside of being an artist. I'm trying to think of what's a normal conversation to have outside of talking about a fucking, what's an Ngon or or baking errors. I don't know. What's your favorite football team? I don't like football, but you get what I mean. Like, I wish I could just have those kind of conversations, but I kind of found myself in a loop where I was let's say I'll go on Discord, I'll be like, good morning, yo man, work, here's my work, this is what I've been working on, oh, here's some creative stuff, here's this really cool drawing I found online. Man, I just want to talk about, like, nothing to do about that. And now I kind of feel like now that I've revolved myself around people that have nothing to do with the industry, it is now starting to become nice to talk about the industry, finally. I really feel like I've kind of become sick of talking about what's happening in the industry all the time. It's like, I feel like it became and has become me, like going on Twitter or going online, going on YouTube and watching tutorial videos all the time, going on ArtStation, being in Discord servers with lots of creative people. This is not me trying to, like, critique that. I think that's sick. It's more of just a personal thing. I'm just kind of giving my cry out here of why that's been something on my mind a lot. And I think it's something that's kind of scary, where I found myself losing myself of just talking about stuff, just talking about fucking anything that isn't just work. I don't know. Maybe that plays into a bit of workaholism that I've felt, earlier in my life. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've just rambled there. I'm interested to see what you guys think about that kind of stuff, because I think especially when you're a student, and especially when you're in uni, like literally the reason you're hanging out with most of these people is because they're on your course, for example, if you're like on a games course or a creative course. But man, so if I can give anyone advice or like some like tips just to keep themselves happy, a bit more happier, if they're feeling a bit stagnant with their friendships or relationships when it's all about fucking work, just force a conversation about like something about cooking or your favorite TV show. I definitely have had to with a few friends, I've had to, in the past, we've had to be like, we're talking about work, let's stop. Like, especially when I was at an in-house studio, I had to go there from 9 to 5 each day. I'd be leaving and talking with people about the work after I left. I had to force myself with these people to be like, no, nothing about work. Let's just talk about, I don't know, what fucking... I always go back to Family Guy. What's your favorite Family Guy episode? I don't know why I'm so obsessed with Family Guy in this. I mean, I'm talking about it later in this, but yeah. Another thing I think I talked about earlier in here. I don't know if I haven't. This shows how I'm definitely developing some level of, I'm forgetting a lot of stuff. It's not good. But I did a talk recently at a university, which is really cool and really scary because from what, I won't go too much into detail about it, but my old college teacher was like, yo, come in and just like do a talk. And I was like, fuck yeah, I love to do it. And I kind of pushed it back so long because I just kind of forgot about it. But then I finally was like, no, I'm doing this. I've got to do this before the end of the year. And the teacher, I love him. He taught me. It was so nice to kind of come in there teaching with him. And I did this big talk and I kind of thought it was just going to be like 10 or 15 people. And I don't want to exaggerate it, but I think it was like 40 or 50. There was definitely a lot of students in there. A lot more than I thought. And I kind of just went over like my experience in the industry and how it went, my main advice and stuff. But also this kind of ties back into everything is that, my biggest points I was just talking about is about how scary the industry is and, what is the right line to tiptoe of, overworking yourself, knowing if you're good enough, knowing if you're not good enough, how much you need to push yourself to get better enough to get a job. And I remember, like, afterwards, I won't go too much into detail because it's kind of their personal stuff, but I was pulled aside by a few students afterwards that were just kind of talking about, like, asking me about, like, what they need to do to get into the industry because it's fucking terrifying, right? And I could generally see, like, fear in their eyes, and it really freaked me out because I think my main talk that I did with them was just trying to be positive about how fucking awesome the industry is. But I feel like so many students really don't know if they're good enough yet. I know I'm probably going to do a video next kind of talking about how that talk went. I recorded a bit of it and it went pretty well. Unfortunately, my fucking camera that I got for it, like I set it up and it went for 30 minutes. And it's like pitch black in the video, and the actual video turns off at 30 minutes because even though it went for like 2 hours, the video stopped at 30 because of like a cap, I think, on the camera of how long you can record for. So that was fucking awesome. So then I wish I had more of it. I should have recorded with my phone. I think next time I'll probably do that. But like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of forgot what I was going to talk about. I think just in general, talking to actual college students. It was very pressing of like how I think a lot of students are fucking constantly terrified of what the industry actually is. And also kind of revolves back into what I was saying before about how we should all low-key, kind of show off our ugly work, And I think that's something I want to do more. I mean, all my work is ugly. But try and, show the time lapses, show the before it was great, And again, I think I said at the start, just like I really employ any really good artists out there. I sound like I was going to cry there. Out there, just show off your stuff. Show off your stuff before it was great. Show the middle ground bit when it was at its like weird state and the high poly. Just good. Just shows that we're a lot of the really good ones that they're human. I remember I'd be staring at like Raf Grassetti's work or other amazing character artists, and I just wouldn't even know how to start. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've rambled. I don't feel like I've really said a lot or really concluded any of my points. I mean, I think you can definitely tell that I've got like a notes pad on the side of my screen that I'm going through. Oh, one more thing. One more thing. See, I couldn't even conclude the conclusion. A big thing I want to say is a lot of people. Oh my god, this is great. This is wrapping back up into about how I don't like talking about fucking 3D and creative stuff all the time. I watch really shitty shows when I do work. And I don't know if anyone else has this, but I will say this, and this is my fucking sick advice for anyone out here. Do you know how like you'll be sitting there going, oh, what film should I put on in the background while I do work? Should I put on something really avant-garde, something very, that's going to get my brain moving around? No, put on Family Guy, put on fucking Simpsons, put on like, no, Simpsons is good, but like put on just like mind-numbing rubbish like Family Guy, because you know why it's so good is it's the best kind of TV where people are going to hate me. I'm going to get like 60 dislikes for it, 6 million trillion dislikes from this, because fucking we're gatekeeping what good content is. Fuck you. I got really aggressive there. I love Family Guy. That's the end of my statement. I love Family Guy. Man, I must have something wrong with me. I can't get to a point on a fucking sentence. I love Family Guy because you can put it on the background, you can do your work, and you won't feel bad if you miss what's going on, because you'll look back and it's fucking Peter Griffin in like doing some crazy shit, and then you can look away and continue your work. Then you can look back. You don't have to worry about if you're following stuff. If you're putting on some film like, I don't know, Avatar, you probably want to pay more. Why did I pick Avatar? You want to pay more attention. What's great about Family Guy, you never have to worry about that. It's just nice background noise. And if you are getting bored of your work for a second, you can just turn off and look to the other screen if you have two screens or whatever you're looking at, and just chill out for a second. I like that. So, yeah. I know it might not be Family Guy for you, but I'd like to know what is your equivalent of a shitty show that you put on in the background. It might even be a show. It might be a podcast or a film or TV show or a YouTube series. I watch a lot of YouTube in the background, which is really nice. But yeah. All right. Well, that was my first time lapse and talk. Yeah, it went okay. I think it went all right. I will have to work on getting good at talking about subjects and finishing well, and not just talking about fuck all. Thank you for watching. Do you know what? I'm kind of happy to just kind of let this drivel out. I'm happy for my statements to be, not concise and perfect, because I wanted to make these time lapses a bit longer rather than being like 10 minutes and then like it's just speeding past. So hopefully when I condense the time lapse down into, I think it's going to come to about 30 minutes, you can actually see each movement kind of well without just zipping around on screen. Yeah, please tell me if you enjoy these kind of more longer form videos, or tell me that this was unbearable to listen to. I don't know. If it goes really well, I'll put it as a real podcast on Spotify, which I'm sure none of you would listen to. That's self-deprecation. That's bad. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you or hear you in another video. I definitely want to do more of these time-lapse stuff. I really like it. It's really cool, and I really had a lot of fun tonight. It's like 1 a.m. right now. I don't know what I'm trying to fool you guys with. I really enjoy doing this. And to end on a good note, to be cringe is to be free. It's okay. Just keep making cool 3D models. You'll get there. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And also, like, stop looking on ArtStation. Stop looking on, like, the main... I mean, look at it, but don't take it to heart. You're fine. But also, you might not be good enough to get a job yet, so maybe have self-awareness. I don't know. No. Okay, I'm going on a tangent. This is silly. All right. No, because if I don't end it up, you're going to be sitting there going, what the fuck was he on about if I'm not going to get a job? Look at other work on ArtStation and look at who has a job and see their work, but also know that some people are producing work that they've spent years on So of course it's going to be work that's better than what you did in a month for your portfolio. And also these people have been in the industry a lot longer and have better experiences and have resources on top of stuff, especially probably the fact that they have like software and hardware that helps them aid them, especially if you're someone that only has a laptop to do work. Okay. Ugh. All right, that's the end of my statement. Bye. Thank you for watching. Bye. Woohoo.